Девочки, далее вы посмотрите интервью. Это интервью нашла на одном из телеграм-каналов. Это интервью с женщиной, которую мошенник развел на очень большую сумму денег. Очень поучительная история. Что заставляет умную, с ученой степенью женщину расстаться с большой суммой денег в пользу мужчины, которого она ни разу не видела? Она с ним не знакома вживую. Он не просил у нее деньги, она их сама предложила и сама перечислила в несколько траншей. Пожалуйста, посмотрите и возьмите себе, мотайте на ус, что никогда, ни при каких обстоятельствах вы никому не перечисляйте денег. Мужчины обладают определенными даром убеждения. Вот те профессионалы-мошенники, они рассказывают, они цепляют те кнопочки у женщины, на которые она не может не реагировать. Это проблемы с близкими, с детьми, с мамой, с папой. Это тяжелые операции, которые могут случиться. Проблемы на работе, из которых нужно выбираться с помощью денег. Включаем здоровую критичность, не верим, не будьте такими глупыми курицами, которые так легко расстаются с деньгами. Про курицу, извините, никого не хотела обидеть, но выглядит это именно так. Ведем себя как дурочки в каких-то ситуациях, как глупые курицы, к сожалению.
Save somebody a fortune, not just financially, but in heartbreak as well. And but listen to this salutary tale. You're a highly respected academic in the field of health and social studies. So you've held a professional post in universities as a professor throughout the UK. An intelligent woman, sophisticated and clever. And that's what this scam was. It was sophisticated and clever.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So what made you want to go onto a dating site?
I think I decided after my husband died earlier in the year, this happened in 2015, that it would be good to try and meet somebody special. I wasn't, I have lots and lots of friends, but it was feeling that I was looking for something that would be rather lasting and more enduring.
And there were five matches, and one of those matches was John.
Yes.
And how did John sell himself?
He sold himself because he had an interesting sounding job, but more to the point, he said that he had values which were very much in line with my own. He said he had lost his wife to cancer, and he felt ready for dating. He said he was a Christian. That was really important to me. So that's what attracted me to him.
And so, and this is a key point, this is sort of alarm bell number one, I guess. Very quickly into talking to him, he asked for your private email.
Yes.
So you could come offline.
Yes.
And this is one of those beautiful things in hindsight that we don't know, that actually the emails that are online through proper dating agencies are, they track them, they monitor them and make sure so that nobody asks for cash.
Yes.
Of course, if it's a private account,
they can't do that.
They can't do that.
And also what you'd done in your profile, which you have to do to get the right match, is you had given so much information about yourself so that they knew precisely how to target you.
Yes.
And what he needed to say to be attractive.
Yes.
And so this chat continued backwards and forwards, the emails, and the rapport begins and the relationship begins. You think, I'm really quite attracted to you. You are my sort of person. When was the first mention of money?
It wasn't until several weeks after. He said, the story went that he had been living and working in London, but his father had died. His father was living supposedly in South Africa. And he was very worried about his father, and then he had the message to say his father had died, so he had to go over to organise the funeral. He went across, and that meant that we had arranged to meet, but we couldn't meet because of that. And then he he'd been talking about a contract that he'd been developing supposedly in Hong Kong.
He was an interior
designer. And I thought, that's fine, that sounds feasible. He said he had to put up a bond of good faith. Well, I know people who are in business and have had to do that. Again, it didn't seem strange. He said he was going to seek, although he then said he was robbed. He was robbed.
They took his passport, so
they took his passport, they took all his phone, his money, everything. And then he said that he would speak to his friend about helping to put the money up for the bond of good faith. And then back comes the story that his friend couldn't, after all, help him. He didn't at that stage even ask for money. But because I was so convinced by him and really trusted him, I said, "Don't worry, John. I've got some savings. I'll put up some money for you," and that's how it started.
And this was £54,000
initially,
yes, into an account, a Hong Kong account,
in two lots, yes.
In 2 lots. And the thing about this, and the cruel thing about this, is you did it because you thought you were investing in your future with him.
I wanted to help him.
Yeah.
I wanted to help him to come back to England, where he said he lived, so that we could be together. Yes.
Впечатляющая история, согласитесь. Итак, еще раз. Если вы знакомитесь с мужчиной в интернете, никогда долго не переписывайтесь. Нужно сразу переходить на звонок в скайпе или в ватсапе, видеозвонок. Вы должны убедиться, что это реально настоящий мужчина. Не верим никаким историям про то, что он работает в каких-то секретных лабораториях, на военных кораблях, подводных лодках, где нельзя делать видеозвонки. Не верим этому. Никогда не ведемся на истории про умерших детей, про проблемы с братьями, сестрами. Не ведемся на такие истории просто по умолчанию. Ну, естественно, никогда никому не перечисляем деньги. Что самое интересное, мы, женщины, очень интуитивны. У нас есть чуйка. Мы чувствуем, что что-то не то с мужчиной. Мы чувствуем, что в этой ситуации вас что-то смущает. Запомните, это очень важное правило. Если вам кажется, так оно и есть, значит, что-то в этой ситуации не в порядке. Если у вас беспокойство вызывает общение с мужчиной, тревогу, есть отличная кнопочка, которая называется «Заблокировать». Блокируйте и идите дальше. Доверяйте себе, доверяйте своей интуиции. А если вы хотите узнать, как познакомиться с нормальными, порядочными мужчинами на нормальных, надежных, проверенных сайтах знакомств, записывайтесь ко мне на консультацию. Первая консультация бесплатна, контакты под этим видео.